What's up, guys? Welcome to the bench. Today, excuse my phone going off. Recently, I'll give you a story behind this whole thing. I've had a really hard time finding a quad that I like, that flies great. As you know, I flew a drone plastics reactor for a while, and then I kind of started veering away from that due to we had some boards going bad, and then the emails wasn't getting answered, etc., etc. So I ventured off in the realm of Flyno frames. I'm gonna grab one of them and just hang on. Which is this guy right here. Flyno skull frame. This is an excellent frame. This frame is super durable, super freaking tough, but is very, very heavy. And so your flight time like goes to crap, basically. I mean, I don't want to say that, but it goes to crap. Your batteries get puffy. It's a heavy quad. It's super heavy, but it is super durable. Now, it does fly a lot better without the GoPro, but what is the point of a freestyle frame if you can't run a GoPro on it? So I'm venturing off into other things. So this is out for now because it's too heavy. Flight time sucks. I can't get the movement I'm looking for in a freestyle frame. So this is gonna get stripped down. Well, actually, not this one. I've already stripped one down. It's all right here. And one more thing before I get to this. This supposedly has a lifetime warranty on it. Now, I'm gonna go over the structure of this frame a little bit. You have 4 separate arms right here. 4 separate arms. Okay. You have these 2 little brace pieces, and you have the brace in the middle, and you have the 2 side plates, and you have a middle deal. A lot of people say that the Chameleon has a lot of hardware. Well, this motherfucker here has a lot of hardware. Now, I don't know how Armattan's warranty works. The only other lifetime warranty frame guys I know, but I hope it's not as chaotic as Flyno's lifetime warranty. So as you can see on this quad, it's had a couple crashes, and I have an arm that is splitting right here. See how much flex this arm has? Like, I would think it needs to be like way less flex on the frame than that. A buddy of mine's has landed on the top, and it splits right down the middle here. Why? I don't know. Okay, so you're thinking, you know, it's split. This arm's splitting. It's cracked. It's giving me some vibrations. I contacted Flyno and said, hey, can you send me a new arm since you have a lifetime warranty? And this is what irritated the piss out of me. You have to take all your electronics off the entire thing and send the whole frame in. If you're going to offer a lifetime warranty on your frame, why don't you change the parts out for people? Or just have a unibody frame. I don't understand. You know, not everybody wants to be down for ages. Like, oh, okay, we got to send the whole frame back. You're gonna send, like, then do you get a whole new frame, or they look at the frame and say, oh yeah, okay, it's broken. We're gonna send you the whole frame back and a new arm. If I'm sending you the whole frame, I better get a whole new frame. Just my opinion. That said, I'm not dogging on Flyno at all. They make a good product, and their product is strong. But I think there's a little to be left to be desired on the whole warranty thing. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Take it how you want it. Not bashing anybody here. They're a great company. They make a good product. I just don't think it's the product for me yet. So, I'm off into this world. I've heard a lot of good things about the lizard frame, aka the the Chameleon 5-inch. So I figured I'd bring you guys along with me. We're going to throw this thing on the bench. I also have a 4-in-1 ESC from Electrify. We're going to try to throw a 4-in-1 on here. I know this is a tight build because it's only got 20mm standoff, so there's not a whole lot of real estate inside this frame. But we're going to give it a shot. We're going to try to throw a 4-in-1 in there. I'm going to take my raceflight ESCs off and extend my motor leads, probably make it work. I just think it's going to make this build a whole lot cleaner and a whole lot smoother. I'm going to turn you down. We're going to look at building this. You're going to build it with me. I'm going to bring you guys along. One thing I got to say before we get into building it is like tips, DTOM drones, tips and tricks for building. Now I'm going to face you guys down. You're going to look at my bench and you're going to go, this is an unorganized motherfucking quad builder if I ever seen one. Forgive me for that. I am actually a very organized quad builder. I have shelves for all your heat shrink and screws in one spot right here beside you where it's close together. That way you're not losing everything. Try to build in a comfortable environment. This is not a comfortable environment because it is hot today. And my camera sucks with wind noise because I don't have a dead cat. So, bear with the wind noise. I will edit out as much wind noise as I can because I'm getting ready to open this door and turn on the fan because it's freaking hot in here. Alright guys, so we're on the bench here. We got our bottom frame. This is the only frame I've ever had that came with instructions, so we're going to try to follow along the instructions as well as I can. Got a couple things stuck together here. You're going to get 2 aluminum pieces. You'll have these little U-shaped deals here, and the straight angle pieces here, which adjusts your GoPro angle. That's your piece of carbon. Now I didn't get sent the piece of carbon that you use for a 3-hole camera, so we're going to make do hopefully with what they send you here. So you have 3 M3 10mm bolts that you're going to use to bolt this together. Then in this package over here, the bottom side, be a whole bunch of hardware. You get 2 rubber grommets. If I can get them out of the package here. You're going to have 2 press nuts. And you're going to have 2 little rubber washers. These are for your camera, I believe. There are 2 rubber washers there. Well, I say rubber, they're neoprene plastic. And we got some press nuts. Now, I believe the press nut is going to go into here like this, like so on each one, like that. Then I think that guy wiggles into here. I think it's on the other side though. So we're kind of just going to squish it in there. We're going to put our thumb screw into here. That's going to go in your press nut on the back side here. I'm just going to tighten that up. I can do that on both sides. So that's the inside here. So we're going to force it down into there. It's kind of a pain. This side. And then we have our thumb screw here. And I lost our press nut. I'm going to press that down into there and stick our thumb screw in here. I don't know how well that's going to hold up in flight. I mean, it's rubberized, so it should be okay, but it just seems like it would slide out. So there you have that, just like so. Camera going here, and you're off to the races. So, alright, so next We're gonna prep this guy here. We should have some foam pad to go on there. Somewhere, right here. Wow, foam pad. Pull out your extra pieces here. Like so. And then peel the super sticky off. Like that. And then that is just going to sit right down on top of here. I'm sure alignment's not going to be perfect, but I can live with it because I'm awesome. A little crooked, but okay. So what this is essentially going to do is for your HD cam, it's just going to go together like that with M2 screws, which in this package it's going to be these little guys right here. They're all real small, so we're going to get those put in. Alright guys, now that that's out of the way, there's a couple of things I want to mention here. These are M2 screws, and we're used to dealing with a lot of M3 screws on a lot of the builds we do. So my advice is don't get crazy with these, as they will break off. And I'm sure if you email Armattan saying, hey, I had a screw break off in here, they're going to tell you, well, you probably got it a little too tight. Don't be wrenching on them. So the M3s, they're a little different. You know, they're stronger, they're bigger. So just be mindful of that. So this 20mm standoff here, I had to go watch a couple of videos to figure out if that went there, and because the instructions say that it goes right there on my instructions. Now, none of the videos I watched had it in there, so that's where it goes according to the instructions, guys, right there under the camera. I'm sure that just adds a little bit of rigidness. Like I said, I watched a couple of videos and I couldn't find where that thing went. So we're gonna get this mounted to the frame, and then we'll go on to the all our famous, infamous electronics, etc. So just like that. What we're going to do is find our, it says on our instructions here, M2 12mm screw. So that's going to be these long guys. Right here, I just cut my mat so bad. These here. Now what I'm going to do is, since this is going directly on the carbon, I'm going to throw a little Loctite. Yeah, that's a little. A lot. I'm not real sure if there's a top or a bottom, so we're just gonna wing it. So slide that on there as so. We're going to get our 1.5mm wrench. These are long M2, so again, I'd be careful just wrenching them down because they might break on you. So what I'm going to do is go through and I'm going to Loctite the ends of these just a little bit where they're going to be on the frame. You probably don't need that much, but that's what's coming out of my tube. So there's its own, these are like sunken head screws, and those two sunken head screws are for that back piece. Now I would put that piece on last, but I know if I do, I'm gonna miss something and forget that this deal is back here. And since that's going to the frame again, I'm just gonna throw some Loctite on them. A little insurance here. I'd be careful again going into this aluminum. I'm sure Armattan's done a wonderful job at making this stuff strong and got good quality aluminum, but at the end of the day it's still aluminum, and you can strip it out probably pretty easy. So be careful. You don't want something as simple as a broken screw or a stripped out end to run your flight or your whole quad for that matter, and waiting on parts. So just be mindful of that, but not too tight. That Loctite's going to help a lot. And that's that. And then one thing I love about this frame is the sheer simplicity of it. I mean, that's not simple. That's the hardest part of the whole frame. So you open this part, you got your little deal here with all the cutouts. Now this guy, this has a top and a bottom. This will have the chamfered edges here, the sunken screws. And those are going to be these guys right here. You said they got a little cone on them so that they'll go right down there and be flush and not jack with your battery. So that's about it. We're going to jump over into the electronics portion and get started on that. Like I said, I got this Electrify RC 4-in-1 that I'm going to try to throw in here, but I'm not making any promises on that because that deck height is small. 20 millimeters, I'm sure, something along the lines of that. So we're going to try to shove it in there. I've seen a couple of people have 4-in-1s inside of their... Now this has an arrow on it for that way, but I think I'm going to turn that sucker around and have it where my battery leads are short. See what that looks like. I think I can keep my battery leads short and be able to pull my power right out of here. So I'm going to get some stuff ready and we're going to come back to it and test that out. Alright guys, so what I've done here is I've got the motors I'm going to use. I had to extend the wires because I am going to try the new Electrify RC 4-in-1 30 amp. What I've decided I'm going to do instead of, let me turn this around here so you see. I said I was going to put that like that so the battery leads would come out of here. Well, that puts my motor leads going just like around here, kind of exposed. I mean, they're not going to be too exposed, nothing crazy, but I mean, if we're going to go with a 4-in-1 ESC, we're going for that like ultra clean look, you know. So figure what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this like this. These wires that come out here will go right to the flight controller, and then all my other wires I can kind of run inwards, and my motor wires will go through here and attach on. And in theory, it's going to make it look a lot cleaner. I've got my little braided stuff to hold all my wires in. Just some stuff I found on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below if you want to check it out. So it's really tough. I think it's just plastic, but it is super, super tough and durable. So I'm going to get these motors fixed up real quick with that braided stuff, and we will be right back. Alright, so this is our end result on our motors. I just think it makes it look a little cleaner on a all-in-one build. So I'm going to run, I put some heat shrink on the arms here so that when we're all hooked up and done, we'll shrink this down and that'll hold that tight. And we don't have to have a bunch of black electrical tape holding them down. So we're going to get all these put on. Tighten that down in there. Give us a little bit of flux in here. That way we get a good solid connection. Everything gets heated up real nice. So on and so forth. Adjust our wires a little bit here. Pre-tin this. So it's pretty much built. I'm gonna put some hot glue right here, kind of hold this antenna down. I seen this is the way Josh has his. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. It really looks, no offense to him, but it looks like janky. Like, I feel like that's gonna be like, wow, prop time. Of course, that may be getting prop time too. So anyway, put some hot glue on this. I'm going to run it through the setup, get everything bound, update ESCs, etc., etc. Plug it in for the first time, see if there's any smoke, and then we're going to go test fly this thing. Alright, so we got it strapped up here, and we're gonna send her off. Send her off for a test flight. Peel the film off the camera. Alright, so first impressions is it flies damn good. Damn good. But what I haven't done yet is crash. I came close a couple times. It flies extremely different than what I'm used to. Like the roll and pitch axis is a lot faster than what it was on the Skull. And this flight controller come out of a Skull, so like none of that's changed. I didn't change anything on it, but it just feels so much. Feels way more nimble. Now, another thing I noticed is that this is a unibody frame, right? The Skull was not a unibody frame. The Skull was a X-frame design that had interchangeable arms, right? Usually, when you have something of that nature, it tends to flex less. Well, I think that the Chameleon had less flex than the Skull because it flew a lot smoother than it did on my Skull. Now, I'll have to watch the HD video to see if I had any like weird wobbles or whatever, but it felt really good in the FPV cam. So far, I love the frame. I think I'm gonna have to order another one, and just to have backup on backup, because that's what you do. You have backups of backups of backups. So, the mild review right now is that this frame's awesome. I love it, and I'm going to continue to rip with it as long as I can. I guess only time's really going to tell how much I love it. But so far, she flies excellent. I even hit a power line and chipped a prop. But oh well, still flew good. I was impressed with that. That's race flight. But anyway, all right, guys. I got things to do. I might go ride.